In Somali, we would call him Ninkawalan, the man who is mad.
Yeah.
Imagine being severely mentally ill. Then imagine being chained up like an animal 24 hours a day by your own family. This is how Abdullahi has spent the last 17 years of his life. He's 43 years old now. For years, his whole world has been confined to this small tin hut. His family is extremely poor. Mom is the only breadwinner. The United Nations say 1/3 of the people here have some sort of mental illness. They are the forgotten people of Somalia.
markaas baan dareemo waxa la oran jiray dadka jin baa soo raaco dad baa la shiishidi jiray marka waxaan si jinkii baa soo raacay markaas aan dareemay dabeedna markii sidii loola booday dib umu saldhigin.
It's Yusuf, Abdullahi's dad, who does most of the caring.
adimadi ma kala bedela kol ma hadana oo kala bedela oo ka kala bedela
silsiladu ma loo kala bedela
asriga qofka markii uu jimid yahay argal galna wala min
akmiya islahin silsiladii meesha ku xiran yahay uu uga sii daraya xanuunka ahaan
waan eegna ma taamdan wada anigu waxay u darano wala waayo hada meelgaasa riyal ku dilay ay ma igu daran.
Many Somali families chain up relatives who are mentally ill like this. They worry that they might commit a crime and the family will face a compensation claim. Abdullahi has never had any proper medical diagnosis. But he did come here once. This is a kind of exorcism clinic. Verses of the Quran are shouted through cardboard tubes. The aim of all of this is to force the bad spirit or the jinn to leave the patient's body. This is the most popular treatment for the mentally ill here in Somalia. Chained in his tin hut, every day is the same for Abdullahi. He has almost become an invisible son. Psychiatric illness is poorly understood here. It's seen as something deeply shameful. So Abdullahi's case is a typical experience. He spends hours and hours alone. His only stimulus during the daytime was to listen to classic Somali songs. His case seems so desperate, he will be living like this for the rest of his life.
سارة سوحنتي كورمك ها والله ننتهي
I'd come out with nurse Marian Hassan as she does her rounds. Marian is an extraordinary woman. She is one of only 20 mental health nurses in the whole of Somalia. This morning we meet Sahra, a woman of 28. She suffers from severe epilepsy and learning difficulties.
دولة ما قادته وتسكبكسون وتصعون إن شاء الله وتسكب قاقيو تدخل وتكتي وتصلان يا
Both her parents are dead and she receives minimal care from an auntie. Sahra seems reassured by Marian's tranquil presence. But lately she has become too scared to go outside. Sahra is picked on and bullied by the local children.
hee haa xaafadana ku soo shiida iyaguna way ku soo shiidaan waa lagaa celinaya waxaa la inantaa sahra aamin sahra qof owlaha shiidin
It was time for us to leave Sahra. Marian said she was going to look after her.
يعني waan jecelahay runtii qof xanuun maskaxeed qaba bini aadan aad u gargaarayso wax ka wanaagsan ma jirto qofka ka shaqeeya qof inuu ummadda u gargaarana wada waxaan isleeyahay aakhriya adduunkaba bala waa dargi
I decided to tell Marian about Abdullahi's situation. Was it possible that she could offer him some hope? She told me that she can nominate some patient to receive free treatment at the private clinic where she works. This could be good news for Abdullahi. Marian agreed to come out and assess him.
iska waran fiican tahay ko maxaa dhacay maxaa lagu xiray
She starts making notes. She takes her time, pulling out the information from his father.
laakiin dee caadi ha ahaadee dawada ha la siiyo sisada sidunbuu ugu xidhan yaho halkeed ugu maydhaan
suuliga markaan aanu ka furo baasha yaan dee suuliga geynaa
marka kalena
marmarna halkaan ayaan ugu maydhnaa
There is a moment of silence as Marian writes, and then comes news which will transform Abdullahi's life.
imika hadii silsiladan iyo waxa lagaa furo bal ka war cabdilaahiyow waadna raacaysaa toos baad noo raaci
17 years. No wonder the chains are rusty. Abdullahi sits impassively, awaiting freedom. His walk is a little unsteady. The last time Abdullahi saw the center of the city of Hargeisa, he was a young man. We arrive at the private clinic. It must be strange for Abdullahi to be spoken to like this, with tenderness. Abdullahi is taken to the shower room. He has a long, soapy wash. It's amazing how a shower, clean clothes, and kindness can transform someone. Already, Abdullahi seems different. For the first time in years, he is examined by a doctor.
Abdullahi waran. Sidee tahay? Sidee xanuunsan sawran?
Waxma xanuunsanayay
Ha. Carab badan iyo miyaa dareentaa? Carab badan ma dareentid. Maya bariga ku soo buuqatay.
beriga hore
Ha, yaa ku soo buuqin jiray.
beri aroosanka stadium hortiisa
Arooska iyo ahaa.
aroos si caadi oo shaqaan wada daway berigaas way soo goysi gurmudka way iska jirtay
Gurmadii ku jirtay.
inta dadka shaqaa
Kuwa ku soo gurmada kamid ahay. Ha.
He's given medication to treat psychosis. Abdullahi will be in this clinic for at least 3 months. The care is good, but even here, some patients have their legs chained. Outside this clinic, there are hundreds of thousands of Somalis like Abdullahi, chained, ignored, and are in desperate need of help. Abdullahi was very lucky to meet Mariam.
سوينا قصد استعادة على الوصية سوشيال كليسة في قصة الغوشة ودعوانسة دوين كانت قادنسة يا سبدل بعد عاد
8 months of treatment. Here's Abdullahi. In the same clinic Mariam brought him to.
Abdullahi, saako wad baxaysa xaafadii baad tagaysaa soo waxaad garatayna silsiladiina saasay kaaga dhammaatay silsilada hool ugu xidhayaana ma jirto laakiin mid uma kuu sheegaya inaad dawadaadana qaadato
Mariam is reassuring him life as a chained man is now behind him. He wishes his friends luck, but Mariam is keen to move him on, to take him to his family. Abdullahi is excited to begin a new chapter in his life as a free man. But some friends are sad to see him go.
بس أنتوا قاعد بهرجيسة شو بدش؟ أيوة يا استنكوا.
But as he gets closer to home, Abdullahi becomes anxious, not sure what to expect. Perhaps 8 months is not long enough to forget the ordeal he went through at his family home over the years. The tin hut where he spent many years of his life is still there. A reminder that he could be chained again. But Abdullahi walks away from his past. His old roommates are all on their own.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
The children of the family are nervous about Abdullahi's return. His niece and nephew have always been warned to stay away from him, and they are too young to see the changes in their uncle's condition. Abdullahi knows it will take them time to feel safe. For the first time in many years, his family welcomes him inside, into the living room, a place he was forbidden from entering.
Abdullahi, ima kuwadiga soo baxay anna maxaa ku qorshaysan badan maanaysa kuwadiga ka soo baxay
mujtamaca san la qabsanayo mooyaane ay qorshaysan oo kama jiraan
aad baad ugu faraxsantahay malaha reerka ku soo noqotay soo raaci ba maanta rasuulina raaci adeer Yusuf Abdullahi waan soo saarnay saaka xaaladiisuna waa taasoo iska fiican tahay laakiin kama daba harayno oo mar walba waxaan doonaynaa inaan ka warhayno isbedelkiisa nabadgelyo
With Mariam gone, his dad tries to reassure him that things have changed.
Kau kun noqon maysidii.
But the presence of the tin hut is clearly bothering Abdullahi. Later that afternoon, Abdullahi's mother comes back from work. He's very close to his mom.
khamiis kasta waanu tegi jiray weli khamiis keliya kama joogo ilaahay baanu ka baryaynaa noo sii siyaadiyo uu wanaagsan yahay ee u sii siyaadiyo marka ariga kala wareegay ariga lagu xareeyaa qolkii
The children are starting to relax around him, and he is able to chat over a simple cup of tea. Abdullahi is now a member of the family, a son, a brother, an uncle. But will society accept him? He will always be called Ninkawalan, the madman.